Bobby Bryan's been a hog producer since 1953. He's seen a lot of good changes in farming methods and how hogs are raised in those 59 years.
When they're outside, they've got to contend with the elements, whether it be heat, whether it be snow, sleet, rain, whatever. They're well cared for.
The biggest change in hog production over those years has been a switch to confined hog houses and contract operations. The houses offer climate-controlled conditions for the hogs. And contract farming for the Murphy-Brown Company offers improved profit opportunities for Bryan and his family.
We're more involved in taking care of the animals than we are worrying about whether or not we're going to have feed or what the feed's going to cost us and all these other decisions. They make for us rather than us have to make ourselves.
Bryan farms with his grandson Caleb, who takes care of both the hogs and the environmental standards they have to meet. Both federal and state government agencies have strict rules for how they store and apply their waste products.
We take soil samples and manure samples every year. They formulate how much manure needs to be applied to the ground for the conditions of the ground.
Like many hog producers, the Bryans not only meet these standards, they exceed them. They won awards for their environmental stewardship.
We've actually fenced out all the creeks, all the streams. We fenced out our clean water pond. We have boundaries and buffer zones that we have to go by while applying, so there's no chance of manure getting into runoff into the creeks, streams, or the pond.
One of the other changes hog producers have made over the years is improved veterinary care for their animals. Bryan says drugs are carefully prescribed and used only as needed. Hogs are not processed until they are tested healthy and free of any medicines.
We use very little. If a pig happens to get under the weather for one reason or other, maybe a joint problem or something, we'll pull it out and treat it and identify it and put down the date we gave the medication and so on. In rare occasions, we might have to medicate through the water into our house, but that's very rare.
Some hog farmers are phasing out the use of gestation crates for mother pigs and their piglets in favor of open pens. Bryan says they don't raise young pigs, so this does not affect his operation, but there are pros and cons to both systems.
In an open pen system, they are free to roam around within that particular pen, and you know, sometimes you've got boss sows and they'll go up and nip the sow on the back and these kind of things, and you know, it may not be as glamorous for the pig as people may think it is.
Whatever production methods are used, Bobby and Caleb say the comfort of their animals is top priority, but it's also a rewarding occupation, one where they're always improving their operation.
We both enjoy working on the farm. I graduated high school. That was the first thing I wanted to do, was come back to the farm. Been here ever since. Actually, before the high school days I was here. It's just a pleasure to get up every morning and come out and be here on the family farm and working with my grandfather.
We don't do anything the way we did 50 years ago, and I don't know why people expect farmers to continue on farm like they did 50 and 60 years ago. You know, we have cell phones, we have internet, we have medical procedures that wasn't available 50 years ago, but I don't know how we're going to continue to feed the world if we farm like we did 50 and 60 years ago.
With dedicated family farmers like the Bryans, hog farming will continue to improve in the years to come. In Buckingham County, Virginia, I'm Norm Hyde.